Alright, and we're back with some more Silent Hill 2. Getting very close to the end of the game as well. It's not a very long game. Thank God. I mean, I don't think I could mentally take much more if it was longer than it already is. Because it's actually very draining. Even though I've pointed out a few things and I'm like, yeah, this happened to me. A lot of it's still not easy to deal with either way. But, you see, that's the point. You don't let it break you. So, I'm pretty sure this whole section was based on The Mist by Stephen King. There's one thing where there's like a couple in a boat, and I only know this because of like a episode of Let's Drown Out, by the way, but I've never read Stephen King. Don't have any interest. So, I love this. This is fucking cool. I've always also seen it as James going across and confronting more of his fears and shit. So, now, when you're playing this on hard difficulty, you absolutely have a different control scheme, and that's what fucks a lot of players up. I don't know what it's like entirely. You have to use two sticks to, like, rotate the boat properly like an actual oar system does. But you need to do this in 1:20 on hard difficulty to get a 10-star ranking. If you go 1:21... and you did everything else properly, and I'm just holding up on the joysticks, by the way, is what I'm doing here. Don't hold down. That doesn't make you go anywhere. You'll actually fuck up your 10-star ranking. So that's why a lot of people make their second save before Eddie, because of the amount of damage you can take on that fight. And also because, you know, obviously, if you fuck up the boat section, it's not a good time. So you want to practice the boat section on your own time. You know, just make a save there, and then just, like, try and figure it out yourself. I mean, it probably isn't that complicated, but, you know, it's strange to me that that's the only time the game forces the controls to change. Especially because the right stick doesn't get implemented very much in gameplay already. So it's strange that they throw that in at the very end. Because, yeah, it was also in the era of PS2 games where the sticks weren't used as much as games like Ape Escape on the PS1 did, where they integrated them, like, fully into the gameplay. I mean, some people also interpret this as James going to the light. I guess you could put it that way, but I've also interpreted it as, if you didn't do this, you'd just be wandering aimlessly. I really like this scene. It's really quite cool. You know, I haven't even mentioned this yet. James Coates' actually a reference to, what's it called? Jacob's Ladder. The main character in that show is wearing a coat just like that. And I like his shoes, too. Those are actually kind of shoes I like to wear. Don't judge me. I'm a goth. It's okay if I wear weird shit. This place hasn't changed at all in 3 years. Alright. So this is the Lakeside Hotel. Now, first things first, this is the most confusing part of the game, in my opinion. Now, also go over here and pick up the Little Mermaid music box. No, I didn't just stutter. That's actually what it's called. And I think that's also this, excuse me. This scene is a reference to something. It could be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where, you know, the up camera shot, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that does that. But let's go ahead and grab the map if you need it. I like this, though. The 312, waiting for you. That's the room Mary and I stayed in. Mary, are you here? Also notice how it says guess. This is not the employee map. So if we go down here, you want to start off. This is the problem with this area, is it's really easy to get turned around. Fucking spooky. I love it. So go down here and get a can of paint thinner. The first time you play this, you're going to be like, what the hell is that for? Good question. We'll find out in a minute, won't we? So make sure you go down there. This will save you so much fucking time. Then go over here, and then we're going to go down the hall to the left. Get your gun ready. There's 2 mannequins in here. This is just a supply room. There we go. No, there's... There we go. Fall on the ground so I can kick you in your asses. So, anyways, there's a shitload of handgun bullets in this room, if you couldn't tell. There's also a cart, doesn't have anything on it. This is just a supply room, but we do come through here later on. This is also the shortest part of the game, but also, in my opinion, the best atmosphere as well. Well, this and the prison are my favorites, so we go through this room here. And then...
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
I like this scene too. My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give you to after I'm gone. I am far away now in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James. I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. It's true, he may be a little surly sometimes, especially after he drinks a lot of Jack Daniels, and he doesn't laugh much, except at other people's expense, but underneath, he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you with my very own, like my very own daughter. If things had worked out differently, was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary.
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one Mary... Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
So yeah, that also throws a little bit of a wrench in the works. This is where the fish key is at. Yeah, notice how she said, I turned 8 last week. So that kind of fucks up James's own timeline of things. Keep that in mind here really quickly. So there are 4 abstract daddies in the hotel. On normal difficulty, they take 2 shots to go down with the shotgun, and then just give them a good solid mighty boot. And then you can hit them from a pretty considerable distance away with a shotgun. It's more like a rifle than anything. So, okay, so we're gonna reload that. I'm gonna keep this handy because there are 2 more that spawn in the area, so, but they're not in this immediate spot, but they are very close by. God damn it. This is a very easy place to get turned around if you walk out the wrong direction. So we're gonna go upstairs. James just slams doors because he's just so rude. So we go into here in the reception area, and we can pick up the room 312, which is where he stayed with Mary back in the day. And this is the key location of the puzzle in this area, is this music box thing. So, forgive me if I fuck this up. This is a very easy thing to mess up, because it all looks the same. So if we go over here, there's also some rifle shells. You're really going to want to pick those up if you're going for a normal ending. Now, I love this part of the game. Even though it's really awkward to control and go through, I love it. It's tense the first time you play it through. I don't think you can really do the game justice with a Let's Play. You have to play it. It's really an experience of its own. So we can go down here and get some more handgun bullets and go in here. So this is the reading room. You know, not reading rainbow. I'm sorry. No reading rainbow allowed. And then we get the health drink. Now, okay. Before I spoil it, and it's going to spoil a little bit, when we have an otherworld shift, to right where I'm standing right here is going to be a book. That's going to be how you get the rebirth ending. We're not going to get that when we go through here again. So, anyways, that's the location of the last item for the rebirth ending if you need to know how to do that. Now, you can go through here, and I hear some people a-tromping around! Alright, quit fucking monkeying around in my goddamn hallways. Okay. I don't think this is a good idea. So, okay, that... Well, this could end really poorly. But, good, it worked. Now, according to the designer of the game, he was uncertain as to why those enemies show back up, because they're not technically supposed to be here. And apparently he just said someone put them in the game without him knowing. He's like, why are they here? And they just said, because they're monsters. And I'm like, yeah, that's the disadvantage of when you have other people doing stuff for you, I guess. So, alright, so we have the fishy key. Now, what do we do with the fishy key? Well, we open up the fishy thing. So, but where's the fishy thing, Seth? It's in this room, because that's a dum-dum and went the wrong direction. And pretend I didn't. I like this screening here. It's really strange, but I always like it as it's like things are closing in on James because he's getting closer to the, or he's hanging. You could interpret that as a hanging metaphor, I guess. Or it's just a really cool camera effect. It doesn't matter what it is. It's fucking cool. So go ahead and use the fishy key on the thing with the fishy handle, and we get room 204. So that's the only real indication you'd have that that key needs to go there. It's a bit weird, I know, but it's not that cryptic, because you could interpret the scales on the, like the handle, I guess. It's not that confusing, honestly. So this is another hotel room. We need to pick up the employee elevator key. We need to go in this room. And there's also pictures of everybody and stuff in the monsters in this bed. That's not cool. So go ahead and use the thinner. And this is going to be null. Okay, so this word can be random for every single playthrough. And this is a requirement, by the way. You have to do this. So this does change. It can be love. It can be, I think, null. I think one of them is like lame or something. I can't remember. There's a lot of like different words it can end up being. But I'm not sure you can brute force your way through that. You should just use the thinner. It takes like 2 seconds anyways. Alright, so now that we have the elevator key, which I like this part because it's the first time I played it, it was really quite tense. Now we need to go over here into this room we have the key for. And now if we go over here, we can get a lot of ketchup. Ah, spooky. And then we can go examine this. Weight allowance, 1 person. So, that's odd. I guess we can just do this. And then we put the doodads on the shelf. I've always interpreted this as James is holding on to too much stuff and he needs to let go. That's how I've always viewed this scene. And that he has to rely on himself as well. It's a really small thing. Oh, good old chainsaw. I love the SGB playthrough, it's so fucking good. So yeah, we have to put all of our shit in here. This is the only time in the game you have to do this, by the way. By the way, if you're going for the rebirth ending or the alien ending, yeah, you probably don't want to pick up that many things, so... But oh well, I'm showing it off, I guess. So now that we have weight allowance of 1 person, we can go to the first floor. We can't go to the basement, not yet at least. So, this is probably one of the coolest parts in the game, I think. I love this part. And so now we can get a couple of goodies in here. So go towards this red light. And we can get a Snow White music box. Have you noticed a theme here yet? I always like that. Also, all the fruits rotted and stuff in that room. So now we can go over this way. I suggest doing it like this. Also, if you want, this is the employee version of the map. I like how there's a difference there. I don't know why, it's just really cool. So we can go in the office here. This is required. Pick up a snuff film probably, and a can opener. What else do you put in safes, honestly? I'm assuming this is a lost and found office space. I mean, that's what it is, I guess. And then we can go in the employee lounge here. Now, when you come back through here, if you want, you can actually examine that, and it says a reference to The Shining on there. You can look that up on your own time. I'm not going to waste that much time to go do it later, so... Go in the way I just did, by the way, because if you go back there again, there's going to be enemies in the area, and it's just not fun. So there's now mannequins, and since we don't have a radio, we can't hear where they're at. So we have to... Oops, that's not where I want to go. We have to rely entirely on instinct at this point. Now, go in this boiler room, get the bar key, and there's also... Yeah, I was going to say it's a first aid kit, either that or an ampule. And then we can go in that room I just oopsed my way towards. I'm trying not to take too much... Ah, Jesus. These things, you can't just shove them out of your way, unfortunately. They'd have a hell of a time getting back up, I bet. So we can go ahead and get these items now, especially if you're going for the item completion ratio. And I'll full heal just to get the ending more likely. Use the can opener here. I hate that sound. What do you keep in your cans? Light bulbs. Duh. So go ahead and grab the light bulb. I don't know why James only takes one. I guess they're just really heavy light bulbs. This is actually a pretty cozy bar, too. I like stuff like this in real life. And then go ahead and use the light bulb on this searchlight. And that illuminates this to use the bar key. And now we're back in the hotel. And there's... Oh my god. I really hate getting hit by those. It's really annoying. Especially if I do eventually want to get a 10-star rating. I gotta get lucky doing that, I guess. So we can also do this. I haven't shown this off yet. I might as well do it now, before I forget about it. So if we go up to 3rd floor, and then you go back...
James.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. I like that. First time I played that, it actually made me go, oh, that's scary. Like... Oh, that's cool. So you'll know you're in the right area because it has these mannequins in it as well. Okay. So now that we can get our goodies back, you don't have to go through a whole bunch of menu options. You do have to re-equip, though. So, now we've got our big boy toys. Alright. And then they're gone. I like that. It's kind of creepy. So, cool. And now that we have our keys and stuff with us again, we can actually solve the puzzle. So we're gonna go downstairs. I think this changes slightly based on the description of the plates here. So this is the princess who fled at midnight. This is clearly a reference to Cinderella. Put that in there. Hit no, by the way. You don't want to play the music box. It's a waste of your time. This one is Awoke from Death. This one is going to be Snow White. And by proxy, the last one is going to be The Little Mermaid. And I think these all change the description based on the difficulty as well. Then go ahead and play it. I hate music boxes, they creep me out in real life. And then... we have the key. Oh dear. So, where do you think we're gonna need to go next? We're gonna go see room 312. Now, also I'd like to point out, if you want to get the alien ending, you have to use the blue gem in this room on the VCR. So we're going to go up to this VCR. I know, it's a relic from a time long gone, pretty much, right? I never noticed this, but can you guys see the red in the corner there on the status screen? You can see my frames. That's cool. I never noticed that. And then use that, and here we go.
Are you taping again? Come on. I I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Notice the music motifs here as well.
Mary.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No, I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here. Laura, I'm sorry.
James, where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please come to me. Do you hate me? Is that why you won't come? James.
That voice!
James. Please hurry. Are you lost? I'm near. I'm waiting near
want to see you, James. Can't you hear me? James. Please, James. 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 James.
So yeah, if you couldn't gather that all in big brain mode, yeah, James euthanizes his wife with a pillow. Not exactly the greatest solution, but we'll see more about why later. So I'll see you in the next one.